So, continuing on your journey towards Shroudhold, you all left the Tree Trunk Tavern with Benson, taking to the underground tunnel. Benson revealed that the team that he is a part of has been waiting out in the tunnel for an ambush on your party. In an attempt to try to ambush your party as an attempt to complete the preliminary round of the Ruggles Royale tournament. You guys left CV outside and headed into the tunnel, hoping to investigate and thwart his party's plans. But throughout the tunnel, there were statues of terrified people. This was due to a basilisk, which would turn you to stone by its petrifying gaze. During the fight, Capulet was turned to stone, until Benson heroically arrived and healed him. And he did shout that his team had also been turned to stone. And he arrived to heal you back. So we begin. You've just finished this big fight with the Basilisk. Still in this damp cave amongst the many caverns and tunnels surrounding you. The walls are covered in these roots from the tree that sits atop. And of course there are crumbled pieces of stone, sort of like light greyish stone that is just littering the cavern floor. These are all broken pieces of other statues of people who have been caught in that gaze. Now when you hit the final blow on the Basilisk, Nyxen, as it fell, it writhed in pain, but you did notice that the blood that splashed off the Basilisk, a few of these stone pieces that are on the floor, they basically changed back to normal. So they're just pieces of body that have just deteriorated and fell on the floor. So it seems that this blood does stop this petrifying curse. And Benson, at the minute, is basically looking you up and down, Capulet, and goes, "Are you alright?"
So, I have two things I would like to be reminded of. Number one, what was my status again? Was I getting frozen in stone again? I feel like that was happening at the end of my...
Because I think mine saved, but yours didn't.
But I didn't again. So am I getting slowly frozen to stone again at the moment?
Yes, but he uses his cleric magic when you're no longer turning to stone.
Okay, sweet. My other question was... this is to the group, I guess. Did the Benson's party, they had invitations. Were we supposed to... Did we have to steal the invitations from them still?
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah, well, this is down to how you guys were going to enter the tournament.
Right.
What you know, and from the brochure that you were given by someone in the Tree Trunk Tavern, that essentially these tickets needed to be spilled by the blood of a quarry, someone who you would hunt, and these magical tickets will infuse with that blood, and then that basically marks you as, I've completed my preliminary round for the tournament. I'm accepted. However, Benson Benson said that his team, they all have tickets, but they haven't completed the preliminary round. So they were going to kill you guys, spill the blood on the tickets, and get in. He did mention that, especially you, Capulet, have been in the news with a group of conspirators.
I'd done an interview recently, that might have been mine.
He did say that there is a chance that just because of your status as a wanted person, and you all wanted as a group, you could basically get a free pass into the Battle Royale, because a big part of the Battle Royale is they use prisoners as a statement.
So So the issue is, do we want to enter as ourselves and make it aware that we're there? Or do we want to try and be sneaky, steal those tickets?
I mean, we have Capulet with us.
Which means
How do we sneak?
What is all of our sneaky skills? Let's put it...
well,
Because I feel like I'm
So-
not sneaky, but I don't know.
if I may,
You know.
everything's like all the heat, all the descriptions are all against Capulet specifically. Like your names aren't about. It's
But-
kind of
Their,
vague.
I
their
thought it
names
was,
aren't,
like-
but their races
Yeah, so it's
are.
like
Yeah.
they're traveling with the...
But you know, like a disguise of some sort, you know. I don't know. We've got
Capulet
options.
makeup on.
Aye, we have several options.
I'm not a tabaxi, I'm a human. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do we need a disguise if we're going to be entering in as prisoners trying to win our good names, or
No,
'Cause
my
I'm
Just saying
idea
we've got
was...
options really was all like
me and Konzo were thinking about trying to steal the tickets and go in disguised rather than blatantly going as ourselves.
it'd be pretty handy if someone had disguised self right now?
I mean, my idea was we go up to a guard and be like, "Hey, arrest me. I'm right here. Throw me on the boat."
But with that, the only thing I'm thinking of is with the prisoners, they got the things put in the back of the neck from what Connor said he saw in that thing. And I
You
don't
mean
want that.
space, right?
Yeah, space. Whatever. And I don't want that thing in my neck.
what do you think, Space?
It's too
He
high.
would say.
He's
uh,
It's just high.
You're right. Yeah,
He's
I
gonna
He's,
forgot
take
about
it.
he's always so distant every so often.
He's gonna take. Okay, he's gonna take a tug on his pipe. This is what I rolled.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Poor
Yep.
Conzo.
Space is pretty much catatonic.
Honestly, works out for the session.
Yeah.
There again.
But
Space
just kind
is,
of just pat him on the head.
Space is zonked for the session now.
So with that said, I'm happy to go with the majority. I guess we can sneak around.
I think we should try and sneak around. If it all goes tits up, we can go, "Hi, it's us. Put us in the thing."
And if that doesn't work, I've learned how to put people to sleep now, so
I'm happy for out, but yeah,
I can make everybody
we
blind.
could even like split if we need to.
Before Space went catatonic, he would have said, because Konzo did mention this, is that he was going to. I don't know if he actually asked Rae yet, but he was going to suggest used to working on some sort of costume or like.
Yeah,
masks
so you
or
want to
something.
take like some of like the roots and all of the like tree bark and things and craft like masks and whatnot.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Oh, I don't like that.
Okay.
It's not
So
exactly-
as you're talking, Space is going to be doing that. Whether he knows he's doing that,
He's just
with
crafting
his-
away.
with his how high he is, but yeah.
just grabs the
um,
basilisk and just sticks it on top.
I mean, that's
So-
always
Can I
an option.
investigate the basilisk?
Of course.
I just want to see if there's out in him or like anything of use.
like anything he's swallowed.
Of course, I've got like my cloth, like just like sort of like looking
So-
like to not like.
With
Get
the
me.
basilisk's blood, obviously we know that turns the stone back to.
I was
If-
gonna keep it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest.
I've got vials. Has anyone
That-
got vials?
That's the.
Let's see. Do I?
I mean,
Roll
I
do
remember if I
a-
bought any.
do I have,
can I get an investigation check from Capulet?
Oh yes.
do I
sorry.
have any empty fosters? Oh.
Bit of a question about Benson's
Mhm.
whole team. Did they get smashed to bits, or are they still in one piece? Because like,
You
They
don't know.
survive?
You haven't seen them.
I don't
They are not
trust
reviving.
Benson. I love him, but I don't trust him.
Oh, I trust him with my
Not
life.
before we take the tickets anyway. We are not reviving them.
Yeah.
But if the tickets are also stone, then we might need to revive.
Them to be able to.
Then we splash the tickets, and
Well,
then
we could just tie
splash
this.
something else.
Yeah. We could tie the statues up.
Yeah?
Is Benson at full health right now?
He is. He absolutely
Okay.
smashed it for like the 2 turns he was in the fight.
Oh, no,
Yes,
that's cool.
Benson.
I just, you know, I'll ask like whether he's okay and everything. Just like have the option to
Is
like heal
Benson
him if need be.
just a cleric? From what we know, he just is a cleric.
Yes.
He's more than just a
Jesus,
cleric.
man,
He's
this music
friend.
is- I do apologise.
He's family.
Family.
Right. First things first. Capulet.
Right.
As
Sorry.
you're
Yes.
Sorry.
As you're investigating, no, that's cool. After you've investigated the basilisk, of course, what you realise is that this basilisk, when it died, its eyes were left wide open.
Ooh.
But as you are, looking at those eyes, you're not turning petrified anymore. And in fact, the blue glow that was within its eyes is dimmed ever since it died. You notice that these eyes look very similar, although a bit larger than usual, the mox crystals that you would use to power certain things in this world.
Sure,
with
that's
the-
nothing.
With that check, you would at least understand that this crystal has been modified, so if you were to find a way to recharge it or get it working again, it would have the same effect as a basilisk's eyes.
I can see the crystal, yeah. I'm gonna get me cloth and just hide.
Do you-
So
Can I like go to pass like
hold on.
not my invisibility dagger, just like a normal dagger, pass that over just so you can like cleanly get it out.
Just want to scoop it out.
Yeah.
Okay. You scoop one of its eyes out.
Oh, it's the eye itself, the crystal.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
It's
You're holding an
literally just.
eyeball.
Nice.
Oh,
But yeah, you now have a not working but basilisk's eyeball.
I'm just gonna pop that in my pocket or pouch or whatever I've got, covered in a cloth.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So with the like cook's utensils and brewer's supplies, what
Mhm.
what are those? What is in?
Cook's utensils is what I believe pots and pans.
You have a portable
cutlery.
kitchen
Hmm.
and a portable brewery, basically.
And that would include bottles.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Vials,
And with the
Normally-
cook's
I mean, yeah.
utensils is the ladles.
Yeah. I would say ladles in
Yeah, I'm gonna try and fill up a couple bottles of this blood.
there. Okay.
Should we like
Um,
distribute it so like we've got like one each or something like or?
Should we just like jam a tap in the side of it?
Yeah, like do I have like a?
Yeah, like a brewery pump.
Yeah, you've got a small like
Just stick it into one of the arteries and just.
What you do have, you have
Need to write that
3
down.
small bottles,
Mhm.
empty glass bottles, and you have a sort of miniature keg with a little tap.
Okay. So I'm gonna fill all of the bottles and also the keg for refills.
Okay.
I need. Where's my notebook?
Which notebook?
My teeny tiny notebook. I'll use
So
the
how many
That's one
mils
of the
is
ways.
that?
Yeah,
How
I
many
suggest
pints
we
of blood
give
did we get?
one of the bottles to Benson since he did save my life twice.
But we don't trust him.
Like we trust him, but we
What?
don't know if we trust him that much.
The
Us
worst
not
he's gonna
murdering
do,
him after he betrayed us.
the worst he can do with that blood would be to revive his pals. But if we're with him, then he can't revive his pals.
I don't know how he ran off last time.
Yeah, it just ran off last time. Isn't that right, Benson?
Sorry. Yes, I.
Yes, I.
Yes, I, man. And I'm, glad I was able to help you and everything. Do you mind coming back with us to check on my friends? Because they
See,
are
but they
dreadful.
might not be stone.
Benson,
Yeah, but they are.
for you.
That wasn't out loud. That was in my head.
Oh,
Benson, get out my head.
He's got telepathy. He's more powerful than we thought. Is Benson is he gonna be the end game? Like,
It depends
He's
if you
strong.
make
that's
than
all we're
all
laughing.
of us.
This, you know what this is, right?
All along.
Right? You know them YouTube shorts, right? This is gonna be a YouTube short where it goes, wait a minute, is Benson the end game? And then all of a sudden it like cuts, and then it's the final session where like a fucking Eldritch God is there. But yes, cool. For you, my friend, I'll do anything now. So I'll happily go with him.
Okay.
I think Connor's gonna write Bloggo in at the end of this one.
And I'll follow.
Okay.
And I will follow.
And
Yeah,
my
I'll
axe.
follow as well.
I would say, Rae, you're gonna have to stick here for a bit longer because you're getting that blood. It's gonna take a bit of time.
Yeah, that's.
Um,
I'm like, I'll follow. Just holding the pump, like, I'll be there.
I'll be right there.
Yeah. Okay, so Benson begins to escort you back to the part of the tunnel where his friends were.
Is anybody coming with, or is it just me and Benson here?
I'll be there in a minute.
It was Gahru.
And yeah. But whereabouts is it?
Yeah,
I've lost him. I've already lost him. It's already gone wrong. Sorry, guys. This is a terrible idea.
Then what about you, Nyxen?
I don't have my dark vision, by the way. Yeah.
Where was the other set of... Actually, no, there was nothing on the other statues, really, was there?
There
I'm
was
probably-
more statues to like up and left that I found before.
Yeah, but there wasn't like any wares on them that we could take. They were all in stone, weren't there?
I mean, Rae literally just got a quick glimpse before she was like brought into battle, so there isn't much known of that area.
I'm guessing it's been more than an hour and I'm visible again, yeah?
Yes.
Probably. I'm just gonna hang around here then with the Basilisk and things.
Okay.
Until I figure out what I was doing.
So, for you guys that went with
Yeah. We
Benson,
can't really see. By the way, I don't know if that's intentional or not.
right? That is
just
basically your
outdoor.
dark vision.
Okay.
Like things are, it is pretty dark.
It's less
in
light.
here.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fine.
It's because you actually set off like a little campfire up where the basilisk was.
Oh
like,
yeah, and
with-
somebody
with
had
the
like
tinder
glowy
box.
stuff, didn't they, as well?
Yeah. So it is quite dark here. I would say Benson, being who he is, he's gonna shine a bit of a torch. Where on earth?
It might be a foundry limitation, but I'm not sure if my double sight is working correctly because I should be able to see normally in
yes.
darkness. And I'm only seeing black and white. That's
I
the
can-
only thing.
Basic vision, dark vision, monochromatic tremor sense, light amplification.
And I'm only seeing 60 feet anyway.
Yeah. Oh, it's 120, isn't it?
Yeah, 120. And it's supposed to be normal vision even in darkness. I don't know if there's a way to do that in Foundry. If not, fair enough.
Probably. Yeah, I'll probably leave it for basic vision for now.
Is that just from the new one, or is that meant to be for dark vision too?
No, that's just for Gahru's level up. What he got.
Yeah. Good old double sight.
Okay. So Benson, gets a torch out to show you the way anyway. So following through that shallow tunnel that he's led you through, he leads you to a small area with a couple of makeshift tents. You see a few rucksacks that are just resting up against some broken wooden boxes. It basically looks like a group of people have very abruptly tried to set up camp here.
And like
Surrounding surrounding a not burning campfire are 3 grey stone statues, each in poses of fear. You see a small kobold holding a knife, an elven woman stretching a longbow, and a tall half Goliath man wielding a great axe. They are all that same light grey stone. However, you do see at the pocket of the half Goliath, you see drooping out a ticket. This ticket isn't petrified like the rest of them.
Does it look normal? Like it hasn't been activated at all?
Roll an Arcana check, please.
Oh! I've never done an Arcana check ever. Oh, baby! Call me Doctor Strange.
So as you get closer and you take more of a look at the ticket, and with what you know about magic is that magical items do not petrify, which means that if there are other tickets on these statues, they are basically free to grab. As long as they're not within a backpack.
But they're just it doesn't look like they've been activated, if you know what I mean, like the blood, whatever.
There's no blood on it or anything.
Right, no worries. Also, I did detect, did you say find traps? I take it there's no traps. Find traps. I would only sense it. I wouldn't know where they are. I would just know that there's a trap somewhere.
Yeah. What you
not a sinkhole.
sense, what you sense as you were coming in and you use your find traps, you basically just get reminded of Space's alarm that he set up just at the end of this small tunnel. But
watch out, Gahru! There's a trap. Oh wait, no, it's just Space's. It's okay. Fine.
Right. I think we already triggered that one. Oh no, because he made us immune. No, that's fine.
But yeah, there's no traps in this sort of campsite area.
That I know of.
Don't worry, Benson. I'm not gonna do anything to them. Can I just check the bodies of the statues to make sure that there's no claw marks or bite marks or anything like that? To make sure that they're just straight up turned into stone, because my worry is if one of them is missing half a chunk of their ribs, that they're gonna bleed out to death as soon as we try and revive them.
Roll a medicine check, with it being very specifically body-wise. Okay. You notice that the half-elf does have a chunk out of her arm, like a upper arm. But everybody else it looks like they've just looked at the basilisk and turned the stone.
Right, I see.
From what you can tell is that it was a very quick ambush that they didn't even have a chance to react to.
Benson, this woman might need help if you do start reviving them. And I'll point the arm out to him.
Okay, he runs over. And
I don't think it's fatal, but
he puts his hand on the elf. He closes his eyes, and you begin to see this radiant energy sort of radiate from his hand.
In your hand?
If you can, yes.
Yeah, sure. I'll run up and use a spell. Was her arm about? Or is it just like her arm's like...
It's
gone?
just like a big chunk stuck in it, taken out of it.
So is there like the arm visible anywhere though?
Yes.
Right.
No,
Oh.
like, do you mean like the piece of her arm?
Yes.
It's not visible anywhere.
Okay, so I can't see where the bit is. Okay, no worries. I guess I will. Actually, you know what? I'll have spare the dying ready. So like, if she's gonna die, like we can keep her alive.
Okay. So Benson holds out his arms, and eventually the stone texture of this elf begins to deteriorate, and she comes back to normal. You see this long black-haired female elf wearing light leather armor, still bow outstretched. The first thing you hear is "Ah! Ah!" screaming in pain and agony, as she's essentially frantically pointing the bow around.
My first question is, how attractive is this lady?
This is why you need to get Baldur's Gate 3, let me just say.
You spent
Yeah,
a couple
it's-
weeks away from Alice and you're already going stir crazy.
And then Gahru will then start leaving.
Can I can I hear the
We don't know
screams
how
and just be
attractive
like,
she is
is
yet."
everything okay?
Can we just say it? We don't know how attractive she is yet. We don't know whether this is going to be a problem.
Not
I mean,
friendly, it doesn't
elven-
matter.
No, I would have
So-
just noticed Capulet like checking her out, like looking up and down and being like,
No.
Is,
So
is,
I'm
that
like,
a, is that an attractiveness check?
Well, she's
She
a
is
9 out of
average.
20
She is average to you.
or a 4.5
All
out
right.
of 10.
That's fine. Then if she's only like average, like.
Again, she's screaming, she's moving the bow around. Eventually, she points the bow to you, still screaming.
Oh!
What have you done to my friends?
Me? No, I mean you no harm. I'm friends with Benson.
Benson puts his hand on the bow and pushes it down slowly and says, Vandia, it's alright, he's with us. He helped us beat the beast that's in these tunnels.
Benson, my friend, you're too modest. You were the one who helped us conquer the beast.
And Vandia says, what are you on about, Tabaxi? Benson? He's our weak link. Surely he didn't save you.
A weak link. Benson here is stronger than any of you, and I will not hear a word said against him.
Right. What's going on, Benson? And Benson basically goes on to describe how you got to where you are. But meanwhile, you guys, Rae, you've eventually got all of the blood into your 3 bottles. You've managed to fill half a keg. This corpse is pretty much dry at this point. Space mentions that he's gonna get the car ready, the van ready. So he's of course gonna leave.
That's a terrible idea.
Don't
He's
drive-
still out of his mind
Don't
right
drive
now.
and do drugs.
Onyx Space just keeps like headbutting the steering wheel to send the horn off.
Yeah.
Keeps that walking into us.
we all go check on him. It's just like,
And then he just goes, screw that cat.
Like the van's not even in gear, but he's just flooring the accelerator.
yeah.
it's not the engine's not even on. It's just,
He just stands there making driver's noises.
He's catatonic. He's just
Before Gahru, before you got here, just quickly, what Rae and Nyxen, I mean, Nyxen, were you doing anything while Rae was getting the blood out?
no.
Go on. Okay.
We're just basically standing around
I-
whistling, waiting for her to finish with
What
the
I
bird.
also want to do is, I've seen that Capulet got one of the eyes out. I want to do the same, but with the other eye, and just put it in my pocket.
Okay, you can do. Yeah.
Can I do a check to see if the... I mean, is there anything else that could be useful from the Basilisk? Is there, like... Can I take any teeth? Like claws or something like that?
I would say, like, during this time, you know, you would try and, you know, take what you can. The teeth, from what you know from the fight, is that these teeth seem to have some sort of poisonous, like, quality to them. However, as, like, the blood's being drained and everything, essentially there isn't any sort of poisonous glands, poisonous excretion for the teeth left. So you could take them out as a sharp implement. Its back also had some spikes on that you could take out. These would, you know, deal a bit of like piercing damage.
I'm gonna take 2 of the teeth, if I
Okay.
can, like 2
Yeah,
large ones. One I might use as a necklace, as like a trophy. The other I'll keep hidden as like a weapon.
Yeah, you managed to grab 2. They've got like a slight curve to them, but these very sharp teeth that you've got out.
I think I just had this cue for this idea. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm good.
I mean, we're all about stupid ideas, man.
I was thinking like
Hope you're stealing my
making
gameplay.
mittens out of its giant claws, and just something for me to wear if I ever need it. If I'm ever
You-
holding like, you know, like little gloves out of its paws that I could pull over my own.
So you're using the right to like bear arms, but instead of bear arms, you're taking basilisk arms.
I'll just be like, whoa, you've got bear arms? I mean, basilisk arms? That's cool.
And it could help with the disguise.
If that's what you want to do,
What is
you
I'll
know,
give it a try.
But what? It's got like 8 legs?
got 8 legs, yeah.
I don't,
Yeah,
I
that's
only
enough
need
for all
2.
of us.
I
I
only
swear to
need 2
God.
personally.
Can we all have mittens? We'll clean it out for
Well,
it's
Capulet.
like-
We all want mittens.
Wait, what if he takes like 4 of them, and then he has to crawl on all 4s, and then when we go to use our disguises
We'll
at the
put that-
gate, we'll say
No,
that he's
no.
one of the attractions, the monsters that like just got
So we're
shit
gonna
on
do
list.
like a Trojan's horse kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll say that we're the
It's
basilisk
like that.
handler.
We are the basilisk.
A good sneak into the basilisk.
It's like
That's a brilliant idea.
it's like 2 people in a horse costume, except it's
The fact, but the thing is, like, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Capulet has the actor feat as well.
The cat can be the basilisk. And you're the one
It-
that's
it's-
the most wanted, so it can. Wait,
It's like when you unlock an outfit in an MMO, but it's
Oh.
like a reference to another game. Like it's like a promotional offer. It just looks completely out of place.
wait.
okay.
Andy, can you do your best basilisk impression just so I know if the acting's gonna work?
So then we know what me and Gahru were doing in the meantime. We're busy trying to skin the basilisk to turn it into a onesie for Capulet.
No. Into a Trojan horse costume that we all get into. And I guess Space will be riding it.
That you all get into. Jeez. So you've got this Tabatsu who's been on the run for murdering
Shove him
a
inside the
member of the
basilisk.
and he just this stumbling, very awkwardly made basilisk as he's riding it in. Oh dear. That's literally one insight check for everybody to figure it out.
From
Right.
the inside, technically, if you keep the eyes, from
With-
the
We've
inside,
got the eyes. We can
With the
just
active feet, I do get advantage on those checks.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait until we show up the gods and then we all roll it like in that one.
I can't wait until Connor comes back.
I'm just
As I
imagining
say,
it, like,
he mentioned he's making these masks, and we're just like, better idea. Get in the
Oh,
basilisk.
no, as I say, I have a plan for that as well.
No.
If the gods notice that we are not a real basilisk for any reason,
impossible.
we,
With our acting
we
skills.
we could
Bruh.
put the eyes
Ah.
back in, jam some wax crystals in the back of them
Which
to
we do
reactivate
have.
them, so that it'll start turning people into stone, and they'll be like, "Hey, it must be a real one, just a really skinny one."
Also, what if we get through this entire tournament pretending to be a basilisk? We might not even.
That's the face of a DM that's like, the first guy is going to be like a basilisk expert.
No.
okay, I've brought you the basilisk.
As with
oh.
anything in D&D,
I'm crying.
you can try.
Oh,
you
we will
you are you are always open to try. I'm gonna be back literally in a second.
Oh, let's
Yeah, no worries.
pot some things.
Enjoy.
I was gonna say it could be a backup.
No, this should be the main thing. Connor's masks can be the backup. Then the
I
backup
agree.
to the backup can be us just going in and saying, "Hi, we did the murder. Let us in."
Yeah, but there's only 4 sets of legs, so
No,
somebody would
no,
need
there-
to ride puzzles.
No, there's 8 legs. There's 4 of us.
I'm not gonna lie, like Capulet's like
There's
this.
only
There's
boy
only
should
4
just-
of us. Why
Four
don't
of
you
Just go down and
five
yell
of
into the king.
One of us can be the tail.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Andy can
So- so
Andy can hold the eyes and make the basilisk noises
Oh
because
right.
he's got the acting.
space in his
No.
like catatonic
I-
state just turns into a log and like hangs out in the tail.
I just had the greatest
dragging
idea.
amongst the stones.
In Summer Ranger, I could enter the tournament with a beast.
And the beast has us 3 inside of it.
Yes.
I still.
And I'll have my 1 ticket, and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm here for the tournament, and
Yep.
this is my pet."
My pet basilisk.
Wait, Andy, how
It's
good
coming
how
with-
good is your acting? What's your
Or you could pretend to be blind and the basilisk is your guide.
emotional support animal?
You're muted.
An emotional support basilisk.
I can see it on Ryanair already.
I think that could work potentially because there is 5 of us. I don't think we can take
Oh yeah.
CB in as a creature, but we can definitely take a basilisk.
I want Benson on our team.
Ah, right.
But if there's 8 legs, we each take 2 legs. You're the handler. I'm real tears.
I didn't realize my mic was picking up you talking. So.
So let's go with that plan. Let's try to turn this into a costume.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for one of us to fail on a dice roll.
So Operation Trojan Basilisk.
Yeah, does this require a certain skill check on like making a basilisk?
Yeah, what? Yeah, Michael, what skill would that be?
I think space is high enough to accept anything at this point, so we can convince him easily.
Okay.
A worst case scenario,
Um,
I've still got a full jar of the stuff he smokes, so
True.
Oh, the basilisk blood! If anyone stabs us, we just like pull some on the ground.
just open the keg.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I need a minute. I need a minute.
Is any one of you 3
Oh,
proficient in medicine?
Capulet, Where are you?
No, I have plus
Any
one.
of you three?
I mean,
I have
sure,
plus
wait.
one. It's not me.
Oh,
Does not
space
have
is
to be-
just too out of it to do anything.
I've got.
I mean, we can
plus
still put the
here.
basilisk in the back of CV and just do it on the road.
While we're discussing this, I'm walking over to Capulet to tell him what is the medicine track? What's Benson's? If we get Benson in this idea.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, he would be proficient in medicine. But Rae,
Benson loves crazy ideas, and he
Hmm.
loves us. We could easily convince him.
Remember that time we gave him like all that food?
yeah, that was your first experience with him. As Rae, as you're heading to where Capulet and Benson are, at the same time, Benson has been catching Vandia up with the situation, how you know each other, how this was a failed plot, but you guys are actually pretty cool. You know, he's basically trying to sing your praises. But
In Benson we trust.
but Benson and Capulet are actually on their way back to you guys because Benson explains that he doesn't have any magic left to give, with the fact that he's healed Capulet twice, he's healed Vandia, essentially out of spell slots. But so he was basically coming back to ask yous for some blood.
During this, by the way, I would have liked to have been bigging up Benson to his pal. Just
Okay.
being like proper, like, you know, as the as the strongest member of our party, I recognise that Benson also is a phenomenal asset to any team. Like proper like CV stuff, like.
Roll a persuasion check, please.
Do I get? Oh no, I don't get advantage on that. Damn. Persuasion.
Did you just
You
Uh,
haven't rolled your D100 today. That's what's happening.
yeah.
Did he
Uh,
have a glass there?
No, that was a
That was a nat one.
yeah.
So Capulet, you
What's the self-prepared?
you go into this massive
just-
speech
Oh.
about Benson, and like Vandia is listening to you, silent. She basically folds her arms, you know, she's just watching you go on and on. And
No,
on.
he's really
And then-
strong.
And then as you finish, she just pauses for a moment. She just breaks out into this ridiculous cackle, because of how ridiculous that idea is.
Would I hear
Um,
that from where sort of I am?
Oh, you would definitely hear a laugh as you're on the
Oh,
way.
can I walk over and be like, why are you laughing? Benson's amazing, and also start singing Benson's praises.
No.
Like, listen, if it wasn't for Benson, you wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here.
Gahru, are you coming back with Rae, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Rae, do a persuasion check, please. Now, the DC has increased because of the massive failure. So that would be.
Yeah. Sorry, Benson.
Benson's not getting any respect.
This could work in our favor, though, because if they don't respect him, but we're respecting him, could still work.
She is
I see an
practically.
opportunity.
Task failed
She-
successfully.
She's practically on the floor, laughing at your attempts to persuade. Did you say that you were going to do something, Nyxen?
Yeah. I'll move over. Is it like over here?
Yeah,
You
Down
probably won't. You won't be able to go
Oh.
through because of the walls, but I'll,
you'll have to go around.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
What is the female elf's name? Or did we not? What the hell is?
Her name is Vandia. Although you didn't necessarily hear it because you were away, but like you know, at some point you will have heard it in the conversation.
Where is she?
She is.
Oh, this one. and Gona.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I'm gonna like side with her.
Okay.
I'm gonna like pretend to be on her side with all of this and be like, well, as good as Benson may be, he's still a traitor.
Alright, anyway.
Um.
What?
Can I be
So you
like, come
basically
on,
called
Ben?
Gahru's just having one of them moments again.
I'm trying to get on the side with her since everyone else seems to be like not being able to
We
get
love
very far with
Benson.
her.
Yeah. She
Working your charm.
gives you like a quick glance of sort of. She gives you a quick glance of sort of approval.
So,
Gahru, what was the thing that you wanted to do?
while we are burying Benson's reputation into the ground,
Yeah.
he did make a request for you. Should we make a deal, Benson, while your companion is busy? We need a hand with a disguise, and then we'll give you the back blood after.
Yeah,
If
but
that
come
sounds
on,
good.
Benson. You're too good for these people. Yeah, like, can we sort of try
I'm
and
sure
move...
you love the plan.
Yeah, can we, like, try and move away from where they are, because we don't want them overhearing, like, back to where the Basilisk is.
Half of them are frozen.
Yeah, but the one that's not, we don't want her to...
Don't worry, I'll distract her.
Okay. What you let's see, Gahru, since you were mentioning it, roll an insight check on Benson, please.
Great rolls all around.
Okay. So you find that as Capulet and Rae have failed to persuade Vandia how cool he is, Vandia is literally just laughing in his
But he
face.
is cool.
You know that Benson, ever since you've known him,
An
Yeah.
hour.
for as long as you've known him, he has always been really hard to sort of judge. 1 second, he's on your side. The next second, he's not. He seems to be lying a lot. You see this sort of expression sort of like drop, and for the first time, you see massive insecurity as he's like looking back at his team and then looking at you guys, and he goes, yeah, I can help you. What do you need?
Well,
Let's
so
just...
I'll explain along the way. We do need to go back to the Basilisk though.
No, but can I just say, Benson, thank you for helping us. I don't think we said it before. Thank you. As we're like walking.
No problem. Thanks. Are you walking back with them as well?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, Benson, we are not gonna hurt your friends if this plan works. We won't need their tickets, is what I mean. Sorry.
Right. Okay. I'm glad you clarified. Because if you say you won't hurt my friends, usually that then makes me think you're gonna hurt my friends. But
Should do a persuasion check on that.
So
Fine.
you see this Basilisk? Could you turn it into a costume for 4 people? It does have 8 legs.
Like, scoop out the innards.
the fact that you're making the DM have an NPC do this plan of yours.
We'll have to keep you involved.
We come up with the craziest plan ever, and then say, but you have to do it.
Yeah, this is my torture. He very enthusiastically agrees. He takes a look at the basilisk, sees what he can do. He begins scanning it, sort of like touching it on different parts of its body, and like you hear him mutter under his breath, like, "Oh yeah, you know that could be like, that could go he's kind of going back and forth at the Basilisk.
So, like, do you need help
Um,
with any? Like, can we help with anything, Benson? We're not.
Yeah,
We're not...
if you need wood, vines, you know,
Yep.
to keep it shape.
Yeah, I could do with some roots.
Roots.
I've got some rope if you want to do any rigging, like you know the Chinese dragons in parades. Well, still their arms about.
Yeah,
Can
sure,
I like
anything.
start getting a vine and trying to fashion it into like what could be a tangible leash if we do go down the emotional support basilisk route?
I think you could very easily do that.
Yep.
Unfortunately, but yes.
Yep. Collected
What
some
w-
vines and roots.
So, you guys set Benson off to do that. What will you two, Gahru and Rae, be doing in the meantime? Just gathering stuff for him, yeah?
Yeah.
Just support him with anything he needs.
Like,
if he
I'm
needs
just kind of-
twigs, vines, anything like
Yeah,
that.
getting
I'll
some
grab
vines
it.
off the wall. The
Okay.
cave-esque wall.
Yeah.
Should we put like a flower in its like head, I guess, to make it look more like a pet?
Flower headband. Flower crown. Yep.
Perfect.
Okay. Capulet and Nyxen. So Nyxen, you said that you were going to speak to Vandia,
Yeah.
and Capulet, are you sticking around in the campsite?
Oh yeah, I gotta see this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
so like shortly after the rest of them have basically left.
How do you see his Riz? Let's see how it goes.
Vandia, Benson tells us that well, that you guys had a bit of a plan to ambush the rest of those guys in the cave, and you were entering this competition. What's in it for yous?
As you're talking to her, you see that she's now wrapping some bandages over that chunk in her arm. She looks up to you and says, "Yeah, that was our plan. But you got to understand, like, it's just business. We want to get in the tournament, and there's a lot of money in it. You know, why else?"
So, you know a lot about the tournament? You've been there before? You've done these kinds of things? Or, well, obviously not been in the tournament or else you wouldn't be here, but...
I've watched a couple of the past couple of years. I've watched the tournament, yeah. You know, and you know, we all decided to have a go. We've all been adventuring together for many years now.
There's no limit on the party size in this, right? For the tournament itself.
It is between. You need a minimum of 3, maximum of 5
Right.
in the tournament itself. But then you've got your sponsor and your coach that you need.
And depending on how many people we can fit inside the Basilisk carcass.
Sorry, what?
Oh, sorry, that was me thinking.
Sorry, is that like a? Is that a euphemism
Telepathy
or?
again? No, let's just ignore that. I was meant to say that internally, but I've got this habit of running my mouth a bit. So, what do you bring to the table for this? Maybe you could help us.
What was that? It's the. It's the.
Steve's cunt. That's what Steven's. Oh no, the Basilisk
What?
carcass. Yeah, that's Steve's cunt for.
Oh
hidden
right,
treasure.
okay, yeah. Because I mean, Nyxen, you do have that language, but
It's not a euphemism.
I
I don't even know where that would you be. Where it would be for.
Vandia stretches a bow out and shoots an arrow. It shoots straight past you, Nyxen. You feel like a gust of air as it flies past you, and it hits straight into the cave wall behind you and She says, "This is what I bring to the table."
So you can fire
But
a
you-
bolt.
You missed.
I mean, that was what I was trying to do. That was the point.
What?
I was-
But I just watched. If you were
I
trying to
just
get
like
him,
the
you
first part.
missed.
Yeah, but like it was good aim. Like for where I was
That's
aiming, it was pretty
that's like me. All right, hold on then. I just grab my crossbow and just like shoot it somewhere. And go. I was aiming for that.
Roll an
Hey,
attack
I
roll.
can do that too. What? Roll for attack.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just like flailed anywhere, I guess. Where's my attack?
You're
should be-
aiming
you
for
should
the
be able to
cave,
use
aren't
the
you? Not me.
Crossbow. I'll just fucking throw it about, not
I'm
in your
with Benson.
direction.
You're not
No,
just
no,
gonna
that's
like crossbow me to see like there. I did one better.
Just
Oh.
swinging around a loaded pistol, essentially.
I literally just wanted to see if you rolled a 1.
Yeah.
But
Wherever
yeah.
it goes, like I'm saying, I was like, that's where I meant to hit. If I
Right.
got a 20, that would have been really ridiculous.
Oh.
Well, I can also turn into animals. Is that enough for you? I mean, do you want me to?
Why don't you
like-
lead with that?
Good point. You know.
Anybody
good
can
point.
shoot a bloody arrow at the wall.
Capulet, is there not a hairball waiting to be lit somewhere?
Oh, I'm sorry. Clearly, I'm getting in the way of whatever this is.
Yeah.
It's
Look, it's been a great conversation about all of my key prospects and all of my, skills. However, I am just waiting to get my party back normal again. So, if you could, hurry up with the blood.
Rae, I had an idea.
Yeah.
I think what we can do, if Benson agrees to it and his mates agree to this, if we need a certain amount of people to enter the tournament, they could join us. We give them a bit of our blood to get their tickets validated. And we have the Basilisk costume, so we all get in. Everyone's winning.
Can I try lightweight and say that we
Because
did a double
on-
bluff about the Basilisk blood?
Can I
Yes,
also ask what's actually in it for us here?
But
Really?
as well, like if we say okay, to get to the end, or like we go in separately, but team up inside, like inside the tournament.
Problem is, with the plan, is what I was trying to say, is that the Basilisk plan doesn't work if there's a minimum requirement of 3 people.
Well,
Because
no,
that would only be 1 person.
they've got 4 people, so there's a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 5. At the moment, we've both got 4.
Yeah, so we could all get in at the same time, essentially.
So, Gahru goes in with his emotional support Basilisk, which contains
All of us.
Nyxen, Rae.
Can't
Is
do it.
Capulet going in?
Yes,
No, absolutely not.
absolutely.
And then what about?
You're the one acting as the Basilisk?
Yeah, you're
going
the
in front.
actor.
Yeah, you're the head of the
Yeah,
Basilisk.
yeah,
We'll spin
yeah.
it. We'll spin it.
right.
We'll
In-
tell
in
you it's
char-
a great acting opportunity. It'll go on
In
your
character
resume.
Capulet right now,
And then-
in Capulet, a character Capulet would say absolutely fucking not. It's fucking manky in there. In a bit of better.
Manky. Manky. That sounds like
We
a
can
very-
spin it.
Anyway, and then Space is like being dragged along in the tail with his like head banging off all the rocks and
Yeah.
steps that will go over, obviously in catatonic.
Don't forget
Um,
Benson.
Yeah, and then Benson and his lady friend can go with Gahru and lead us in.
And Vincent says, and what about the other guys?
No, as I said, 4 people in the costume. Well, there's 5 of us, 4 people in the costume. Me as on the outside.
And the
Benson
other-
and his mates is 4 of them, so that's 5. Plus a pet.
I feel like with
Mm.
just having the elf by herself,
So that actually works out perfect.
Yeah,
Right.
with having the elf by herself, it's easier to persuade her to come in.
but
If we persuade her that we can't revive the other 2, because if we put the other 2
Benson's not
together,
gonna do it.
There is another problem
We'll
as well.
see. We'll see.
once we're
That's my idea,
inside,
Winston.
will we not get instantly disqualified for having more members of the team when they realise that the Basilisk is actually several
Based
people
on the
inside?
sounds of it though, to like do what you want sort of thing.
I feel like it's going to provide entertainment, and the king or the prince.
Would the king allow it if the people that he thinks has murdered his son is in there?
Then they'll be like, well, may as well get them on.
Well,
They're
everyone
here
dies.
already.
Everyone dies
Then
anyway.
it's a double whammy. Oh, what if we burst out from the basilisk and we're wearing the masks, and then people figure
It's a double disguise.
it's a double disguise.
Right, now
So if
that's
we-
perfect.
if
Now we're
we-
on board.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
So,
want to revive Benson's
We
other
put
team
the
members.
masks on. We go inside the basilisk. We stay inside the basilisk as long as possible. When that cover's blown, we've got our plan B cover, and if that plan gets blown, then we'll do plan C. Hi guys, it's us.
What I was saying was I don't want to revive the other two team members from Benson, because then the elf might go off with them and they might betray us just like Benson did in the first place.
Okay.
But we kind of
So-
need to keep Benson.
As Nyxen, as you were saying, you were as you're speaking to Vandia, are you what were you looking to do there? Deceive her in some way. I think you said you were gonna lie to her about the blood or something.
I was going to try lying to her about the blood, but then I didn't think about Benson blowing that story out of the water. If we can like get a Benson and convince him not to revive the other team members. Okay, yeah, I'll try and double bluff her, and I'll say we lied about the basilisk blood. Turns out we can't actually.
Did we mention the blood to her?
Did we?
Benson would have.
Fuck Benson.
But it was mentioned already
Yeah.
to her by Benson.
What do you mean? What do you mean that you lied to us?
The blood doesn't work. It was a bluff.
A bluff to what end? You've
I
literally.
didn't think that's true.
I mean, look.
Benson lied.
Benson lied. It was all Benson's fault. He's a terrible judge of character. I don't know where he was going with it. I don't know why he lied, but he lied. We can't revive people. I don't know that guy's motives. He's betrayed us at like a dozen turns, and then he comes back to save us, and then he uses us to save you, and then
Okay, that makes a bit more sense. If it's
It
Benson.
does?
Yeah, he's literally the worst. But he's like, when we met him, he was like the only healer we found in a long time. So, so what is he doing right now? If he's meant to be getting the blood?
Hold up, you guys know I'm a healer, right? You know, like if there's like a slot available in the squad, I'm kind of getting sick of these, but like, you know, just saying.
no, Capulet Towers is our pet. Don't listen to him.
Excuse me?
He could probably replace Benson at this point.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me just bring back. Uh-oh.
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 What was the roll for?
It was insight. So
Oh,
she is now pointing her bow directly at your face, Nyxen. And she basically beckons you to like back off as she moves towards you. And she says, "Look, I've had enough of your games. You go back, you get that blood, give it here, and then just leave us, please."
Okay. Slowly back away, and then I go like, Capulet.
Can...
What
Back
are
with
you
him,
doing?
back with him.
Okay,
We're
okay.
going to get the basilisk blood.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
Can I start walking back over to where she is
Mm-hmm.
and then try to cut a deal where I'll revive the rest of their party if they give us all of their tickets?
gotta see how it plays out. So I guess as you're heading back, you would see that Nyxen is basically being held at gunpoint by Van Deer. She's not annoyed at Capulet. Capulet, are you going with Nyxen or are you staying at the campsite?
No, I'm gonna stay at the campsite.
Okay. So Rae, again, on the way back, you see that Nyxen has an arrow to his back. Look, I just want the blood.
And I've got
going
that.
back.
I've got the blood.
Does it work?
That depends.
I know it works.
But it depends. It only works if you have it. And you don't have it. I have it. So let's try and come to a mutually beneficial. You know.
What do you have in mind?
We want to get into the tournament. You guys have the tickets. You guys also want to win the tournament to get the money and the glory and the fame. Correct?
Right.
Okay. So what we're proposing is you guys enter the tournament in conjunction with us. We'll have a little plan, but it will involve all of us working together and being on the same page.
So we go in as two separate teams and eventually kill each other at the end of that deal, yeah?
Because what's better than one team of 4, one team of 8 working together, or 2 teams of 4 working together to make one team of 8? Get to the end, fair fight.
How are we gonna get in?
Well, what we'll do. Gahru's got that all figured out. Him and Benson are working on that right now.
Roll.
Uh-oh.
Wait there. Just take some-
Stop pulling that face, Kristof. You don't believe in me.
No, I'm just imagining her walking around the corner, seeing a basilisk chopped up into 4 pieces.
Just getting scooped out with the ladle I left.
I want you to roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
I just imagined a like flap in the middle of the basilisk where we'd all climb in from.
11.
Okay. Although she still has a bow pointed towards the back of Nyxen, you do see her expression sort of soften a bit. But then she says, "Do you know that cat back there?
Yeah.
You do understand that he is essentially worth about 50 quarries. So if we really wanted to get into the tournament, could just kill him."
You could. But if you try and do that, then we'll kill you. And also we have the blood, so it would be you plus, and if you kill the cat, that's still only 1 person. 2 if Benson goes with you, and there's a minimum of 3. Because those guys are still, you know.
Well, not with the cat. You see, per the Ruckus Royale rules, at least this year, because of the uprising of crime, if a bounty is worth more than about 50 gold, he's worth a lot of money. They count as like a full quarry for your team.
But then, like, what if the cat's just red? All I'm saying is, even if you get into the tournament, your odds are exactly the same as everybody else in there. But if both of our parties get in, that's a higher chance of winning. Uh-oh.
Where's the blood?
I'm not telling you that.
You give me the blood, and you've got a deal. We'll go your way. Although there is the chance that we all end up dying anyway.
Yeah, so we can either all die here in a fight, or you know, we all get in this together, and one of us will die in the battle, and the other one will win. Or potentially both die in there, depending on how good yous are.
I'm thinking of a plan.
What are you thinking of, Nyxen?
Is this bow pointed like directly into my back?
Yeah.
What could go wrong here?
I can see what he's hovering over, and I'm like, don't fuck up my big speech.
I can like
I
already
don't do
like
speeches often.
Okay, shall I wait until the speech is over and we'll see where this goes?
Okay.
So I'll just be like, okay,
Well,
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna rescue your party, but I need your word. Like, shake on it.
I'm not gonna shake on it right now because
Right, there's two other guys there. I rescue one, we shake on it, I rescue the other.
okay.
So I'm gonna go over to... Is it the Cobalt? And like, where... Can I see where his weapon is?
Yeah, he's basically in like a fighting pose with a dagger.
Okay, so can I put like a tiny drop of the blood on the dagger first, take that away from him? Like, so that's like out of his reach, and then unstone him.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much it's like you only need to put a tablespoon on an area of the statue and eventually it'll come to life, but it does
Is it from
slowly-
the area? Yeah, so if
Yeah,
I put it on the
exactly. So
dagger,
you
I
would-
want to take the dagger before the rest of him so he can't,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that.
that.
So you grab it, you grab the dagger, and eventually the kobold is unpetrified. With him being in a fighting pose, as soon as he's not petrified anymore, he goes to dart forward and ends up like smacking down on his face.
I'm just gonna, like,
um,
help him up. Like, 100%, like, not trying to do anything, just help him up and be like, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere else? And then can I be like, Capulet, can you check on him to make sure he's like...
I'm literally gonna watch that and go, wow, Benson really does carry your team, doesn't he?
But then can I be like, Capulet, can you check on him, make sure he's not, like, hurt anywhere else, no bleeding?
Can I? Yes, should I, do I need to do an investigation or medicine check to work that out? Or...
First of all, what was I gonna say? Rae, does a 14 beat your AC?
Let me find that.
Oh.
Where do I find that? Armor class. What?
Does it beat? Is it more or less than 14?
It's less.
Okay.
I am at a humble 13.
Okay. As you go to help the kobold up, they are in sort of like a ferocious state, and immediately out of instinct goes to chomp on your arm. You take 5 piercing damage from that. From the pain, you're like pushed away, and he basically rolls forward, and you guys are just like staring at each other.
Take 4. Let me just... How much damage do I need to take off?
5.
5.
Once it wasn't me who took random bits of damage.
But then I'll still be like... hands up like, whoa, it's okay. Like, I'll let you slide with that one, but I don't. I just helped you.
And Vandia shouts to the kobold, says, Magni, calm down. And Magni doesn't speak in any sort of common language, is just making snarls and sort of barks, basically. But sees that Vandia is with you, and eventually he calms down.
And then I'll be like, Capulet, can you make sure he's not hurt, even though he just bit me? I don't. Just check him over.
Is he hurt in any way?
Quick glance at him, you would realise that he's not bitten.
He's probably fine.
And then I'll walk back over to her and like just put my arm out, like no words, just stretch my hand out. Like, do we have this agreement or not?
What about Bill?
Yeah, like I said, rescued one, check on it, then I'll unpetrify the other.
I mean, it'd be a lot better if you could bring him back too, since he's, you know, our leader.
Yeah, but like I just got chomped on.
That's my.
I'm not a snack.
Yeah, I'd be
that's-
like giving Rae the side eye, being like hinting at, you know.
Just
Okay.
completely ignore it, and I'm like, not this fucker.
She reluctantly goes to shake your hand.
And I just like go perfect, and then try to walk away all happy, but just like wherever I got bit, just like perfect, like a little bit of blood. And then you said he was holding like an axe, like stretched out or something.
A great axe, yeah.
Exactly the same as last time. Put the blood on there, grab that when that unfreezes before the rest, and then swiftly back away.
Okay.
Emphasis. So then
Okay, with it being quite a heavy weapon, roll me a sleight of hand check, please.
sleight of hand. 13.
I've completely been ignoring the fact that you've got exhaustion for 2 sessions.
Oh.
So I am going to just ignore it. But that was a 13, yeah?
Yeah.
So you put some blood on the axe. The axe slowly becomes unpetrified, eventually going to the rest of this person's body. You manage to grab the axe and dodge roll out the way. Although again, it's still heavy. It's a very clunky sort of roll that you do. And you see this again, half Goliath. He's about 7 foot tall, big, muscular guy. He's wearing fur and leather armor. It's like he's got wolf pelts, cheetah pelts, and all that kind of thing attached to him. And he's got this. He's like a big widow's peak, but very long, black,
Okay.
salt and peppery hair. And he does have like a big bushy beard as well.
Okay.
He slams down, or he thinks he slams down his axe, and then he looks around very cautiously.
Again, like I've rolled, I've got the axe, but I'm just like trying not to look like just very. It's okay.
Well, what do I have here? Benson, where's that little fella?
You sound familiar.
Yeah. You're very tall.
And who the hell are you?
A simple.
You certainly don't sound familiar to me.
You're welcome, first of all.
Welcome for what?
Well, you know,
I
you were
blink.
just here being a lovely statue. You know, if it wasn't for Benson, you would have still been a statue.
I knew it. I knew there was a basilisk in here. All the signs said it. I must have gave it a glimpse. My name's Bill. How you doing? I see you've met Vandia and old Magni there.
Certainly have.
So what's your situation? You guys heading to the tournament, or?
Well, we're all going. Your little group, our little group.
Roll. Roll an insight, Rae.
No one.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed.
Well, as you say, I've been a statue for quite some time, so how about we all set up some sort of camp, get to know each other, you know, play a little song, that type of thing.
What kind of instrument? Can't have a song without music. What kind of?
Magni can play the lute pretty well.
Interesting.
Can I ask something? Did one of you take the ticket?
We
I believe
haven't
you
touched
did you?
the tickets.
Of course we didn't. That would have
Okay.
made sense.
No, that was part of the plan. Or part of my plan.
Yeah, like
Alright.
they go in with the. Yeah, so it's us and Benson inside, Gahru and them with.
I thought Benson was on the outside, it was us in space. Well, it depends how far we're down.
We'll see how much they like the plan first.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna like
We
this
might
plan.
end up murdering each other at the campfire tonight, so
But okay,
we'll see.
let's all go. Set up the camp. We'll tell you, you know, all about the Basilisk and this mutually beneficial plan that you've already agreed to.
And Vandia eventually puts her bow down from pointing it at Nyxen. And she says, "Yeah, it's a pretty solid plan, boss." Well,
Can I sort of try
Yeah.
and tell if she's being genuine in that it's a good plan?
roll an insight check. Why not?
12.
Okay. Do you have belief in her words? So you all head back. Meanwhile, Gahru, you've just been watching Benson basically slaughter this basilisk, helping him with roots and stuff like that.
Fair enough. Benson?
Anything else? It's up to you.
Benson, you need anything? Or
Um,
sounds of it, there's a lot of chatting going down, so I think your friends are fine.
Oh yeah, that's great. I mean, to be honest, like, I know that was a bit cheeky by, you know, lying and about the ambush and being friends, but I feel like, you know, I want to see a friendship, right? It's been a bit of a roller coaster. There's been a lot of ups and downs, sorry. And really, I think you'll get along with those guys.
Yeah. I mean, Capulet does like you. Genuinely, I do think that. He does like people.
He's a pretty cool guy. I almost don't believe that he killed Jimmy Grimm.
Didn't.
Yeah, his performance was great. He definitely set the stage on fire with his performance.
Thought I read about that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I hope you get along with the others. And eventually the rest of yous will head back
Yeah.
to where Gahru and
Kind of like the first thing I do, like I look at Benson, look at what he's done with the Basilisk, and just be like,
yeah.
Benson, wonderful work. You've done it again. Just really sing his praises.
Yeah, he did pretty well. It essentially looks like how you want it to look. A very like it's stitched together like a character from Nightmare Before Christmas. It is a bit of a.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
But
It's
got,
his-
like,
Say that again. Sorry.
I was gonna say it's got like accent and characters as if you know when they take show dogs and they've got like accessories like the
Oh yeah, it's got its flower crown. It's got its
Yeah.
flower crown.
Yeah, it's got a flower
daisy
crown.
pen.
Is it clean?
In terms of cleanliness, it is as clean as you can be, mutilating the carcass.
And it's got no blood in
creature.
it.
That's right. That's right. I would say the costume itself is clean, but
Okay.
he is surrounded by a pile of guts.
Maybe we can spend the night smoking it out. Hopefully that'll.
Yeah, I've got that jar of Sprague. I've got that full jar of Sprague.
Are we now going to hotbox the Basilisk costume?
They'll just all be sitting in the chest cavity, just sitting around in a circle. One box at it.
The
Kinda like-
smoke coming out of its nostrils.
And its eye holes, because yeah.
We've not only used the Basilisk as a costume, it is also serving dual purpose as a tent.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ. Right.
Kinda like-
Okay. Eventually.
So like, can I try and like be like, okay, so I know it looks weird. Just just don't question it, okay? We'll explain it.
Well.
It's a perfectly normal idea.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Rae?
I've
We
not
get
told.
in the costume.
I've not
I'll-
told them the idea yet, and I don't want them to make judgments just based on the fact, Benson's just essentially, skinned a basilisk as if it was a normal chicken. It's some
Right.
amazing work in the
I mean-
details.
I've never known anyone to skin a chicken and turn it into a hand puppet, to be fair, so.
Nyxen, you've only been here like a week. You do.
We do
Benson,
this every morning with this group. Have you not noticed?
Hey, I
we
was
start
in on the
every
idea.
day by skinning a chicken. You don't believe us? Go ask Space.
And turning it into hand puppets.
Hmm.
From what I understand, you've turned a basilisk into some sort of outfit that
Outfit, disguise.
that a couple of gnomes can fit in. A pretty interesting design.
That's a good point.
I
You guys
forgot
are
I'm
all.
like 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Me
I'm
and Nyxen
tiny.
are tall, and the rest of you are all small. How does this work?
So me.
Oh, you guys were gonna go inside that thing?
Actually, I've got no clue. I still don't even know what this plan is, actually. So,
Right. So here's the plan. I guess since everybody's here,
One of them's gonna set up a little campfire in the middle of you guys.
so my plan was. So our party wants to get in safe. Now I don't know if you noticed the tabaxi over there or recognized them. You can
I'll
pretty
just
much,
point at him.
if you haven't recognized him, he's a free ticket in.
excuse
And
me.
he could,
What? Did that
in a
basilisk
sense.
just move?
it's so realistic.
The mechanism. Benson, you've really got the mechanisms down. Once again, brilliant work.
So anyway, point is, Is it just a bit of blood you need on those tickets? Is that all you need?
You mean on the Ruckus Royale tickets? Yeah, it's a magical ticket that when blood splashes on it, it gets Jesus, his voice. He basically explains that the blood infuses with the ticket. However, there is a few caveats where the tickets only get released like a couple of weeks ago, so
Yeah.
it's not something where you can cheat and just take some random blood and use it. It has to be someone who's like freshly killed so long ago.
Do they have to be killed, or could it like literally just be like it has to be fresh blood, not necessarily fresh blood from someone being dead?
Yeah, it has to be
Okay.
fresh blood. Yes.
Okay.
And we use the basilisk blood.
No.
No. The cat's just.
So, the plan was, we can get you in the sense that we can give you blood that you need. The exact blood that you're looking for on your tickets. We can donate that for free.
How are you gonna do that?
Well, get a little dagger, cut the palm of my hand, give your ticket a bit of a tap, and then that's fresh blood on your ticket, isn't it?
A lot of people have tried something like that before. You see the magic in this ticket, it's very strong necromancy type of magic. It can identify the difference between dead blood and alive blood.
Right.
Well,
I
I
see.
thought necromancy was
It's in that
Frowned
school of
upon.
magic.
in.
What?
I
Say that
thought,
again?
I thought necromancy was frowned upon in Cloudreach.
It is.
So you're telling us that the government have rules, but then don't obey the rules?
Exactly.
So, I guess the plan will work better than with the tabaxi outside.
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Yeah,
any...
Because
might
then you
be,
wouldn't really need blood on your tickets.
I was
So
gonna say,
my
is there
point
any
is-
way we can counteract the magic? Like for
No,
fees?
but they could have our friend, tied hands, being like, "Hey, we captured this person. Can we get in? No blood
So
on
you're
our hands."
saying that we
How
go in and say we caught the one who killed Jimmy Graham?
Allegedly.
allegedly?
I think that would certainly work.
How tall is the rest of their party? Obviously, the Goliath's giant.
Cobalt is about like 2.5 feet, 3 feet,
Okay.
very short. Elf, about 5'8".
How tall's
Goliath.
Benson?
Basically,
Benson is about 5'6".
Okay. So, in this basilisk, would there be room for, like, say, me, Space, and the Cobalt?
and potentially
Yes.
myself.
Yeah.
As well.
Yes.
It would all have to be,
Is there room for
all
4
things
small
like-
people?
let me
4 sets of legs.
Yeah.
check something.
'Cause it's got 8 legs. If we each take, like, a left and a right leg.
Anyway, the plan was. some of
I
us-
would say that your best bet is to get the smallest characters in there.
Yeah.
But the 4 smallest would fit.
4 at the most. yeah.
Okay, okay. So then your plan would still. Just
I mean,
trying
it
to
would
do
still
maths.
somewhat work. It
Four
doesn't
people
work
have
exactly
eight
how I
legs,
wanted it,
therefore
but
we've got like one person per segment.
Yeah, so like, if the 4 of us are on the inside, like the smallest one, then that would leave the Goliath, the elf. No,
I mean, we do have more than 4 small people. We have a halfling, we have me, we have you, somewhat.
This is
And
quite
then we
a complicated way.
Essentially,
Back into the tournament.
Listen. 4 of us in the Basilisk. Combination of both the team. 4 outside the Basilisk. Capulet,
now,
handcuffed, roped up.
yeah.
We all walk in. We team up on the inside. Gets down to the final 2. We fight it out. Fair's fair. Odds go up. Pretty sure that's what Gahru was gonna say.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. The only other thing I was going to mention, the reason we don't want to go in the normal prison way is,
Oh,
it's
the
complicated, but we want to keep ourselves sane and in control. People are being tampered with, and we want to, not be tampered with.
By that you mean these crystals and people in the back of people's necks?
Yeah, I believe they probably did that to all prisoners.
Yeah,
They've sort of
and the
controlled and
prisoners
released
that
them,
are going to
maybe.
be in the tournament more than likely, so they're going to be controlled and out of whack. So, you could go
I
in by yourself.
I imagine what the Grims are potentially using that for. Just a shot in the dark. Don't, call me out and making big accusations. I'm guessing what will happen is they'll control the prisoners in a way to ensure that they're family members.
Well, and don't worry, you can say whatever you want about the Grims. I ain't too much of a fan. But you're right that they're doing something a bit different this year. From what I hear, they've sent off a separate ship of prisoners, ones with the crystals in the back of their neck. They are gonna be classed as hazards in the tournament. However, these things, they're called weavers. They sell them at a pretty low price in Shroudhold. It's all part of Mock's tech. And the one thing about this tournament, because of the things it gives you, you're technically not allowed to use them as an actual contestant.
I see.
So if you
So-
were to be classed as a contestant,
We
it
shouldn't
would
get
not be
tampered
controlled.
with. Yeah.
Right.
Fair enough. I mean, either way, then we can just get in with that same plan, as I said, having Capulet being a prisoner, rest of us in a Basilisk suit, and then the big tall ones outside the Basilisk suit. We'll work together. The hazards we can work together against,
We
especially
also still
my
have
theory is
the
correct.
masks as well.
we can prepare the mask as well if we want to.
I think
just in
Space
case
is
played
taking
out.
care of that.
He's just knitting in CV. Yeah.
Cuts to da la da da da.
That's my plan, or that's our plan, or don't know if I want to call it our plan. Don't know how. Are we friends? I'll look to the rest of the party. In that way, they have plans together.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're.
Who?
I'd say we're friends.
There we
Or
go.
like
Cool.
extended family that you don't really get along with, but you have to.
Party members?
Yeah, that's our plan anyway. Whether if you want to come along or not, but it should definitely get you a free ticket in without getting blood on your hands or potentially
And
getting
in-
yourself killed before
And
the
also,
tournament.
your party size, in theory, goes up to 8 from 4. Just more chances.
And when, in the tournament, we've defeated Erwin Grimm, who do I get to kill?
to you. I think what we'll do, my sort of honor in this sense. Once we are done with the Grim, we'll,
Fair fight.
take a few paces apart from each other. We'll bow, and then we'll go at it. You pick whoever you want at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the cat, we've got the high one, we've got...
Not called cat. With a tabaxi.
Do you want him? Do you want to?
I don't have to worry about the tabaxi because it looks like one of yous is gonna kill him anyway with the way you's been acting.
I'm surprised they made it this far, yes.
Can we all just
It
look at
is-
each other and give like a nod, like, yeah, we're probably gonna have some infighting.
I'd hate to admit it, but he's helpful.
Honestly,
Wow.
I've
facts.
I've had to save him
Helpful.
from some situations. I'd still continue saving him from the situations.
Telltale
I will
Games
say-
said Capulet will remember this.
Our adventures wouldn't have been as eventful without him.
And then can I be like,
I-
hey Capulet, remember when you were in that basement and it was and then I did that front flip and saved you and then got you a good times. Oh, and that other time when you fell down and then I said, yeah, also good times, and just recount all of the times I've actually saved him.
And then I'm like, remember that time that you... Yeah, remember the motorbike incident? Remember the time that you
That
you
was
nearly
not
killed me when I was
confirmed.
trying to achieve my dream? Remember when you killed my best friend?
Allegedly, right?
Yeah, allegedly. I mean, I actually wasn't in the room when that happened.
So,
I was just
what do you mean? Do you mean Jimmy Grimm's death are you talking about?
I wasn't there. See, the cat has
Must-
this.
You see, these
Must have been
buggers...
another female dwarf there.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, it
There's
was
a lot-
another
there's a
female
lot of
dwarf,
those.
another kobold, another halfling, just all of them.
You know what? What I want to suggest, personally, whether if everybody is up for it, we can just camp outside, have a think through about the plan, whether if you like it or not. Up to you. But in the meantime, let's tell our stories during the night. Like, if you have any questions about the incident, I don't mind opening up about it.
So you
Yeah.
want a bit of story time?
I think it would be good to know who we're going into the tournament with, and once we get to the final. Yeah.
Well, who's gonna go first?
Space.
No. I'll quickly go through. I mean, my adventure's pretty simple. I've made a deal with a huntress, a legendary huntress. That's I'm a huge fan of. She's a huge fan of me. She's giving me powers. I guess that gives you an idea of what to be careful of when we get there. And in general, yeah, that's about it. I'm being given powers that I of a legendary ranger, essentially. So, your elf over there, I hope she doesn't get jealous.
Yeah, she's just like sitting there, folded arms. You do get a sense that she's a bit sort of.
But anyway, other than that, yeah, we helped a few families out. I've tried to save them. At least that's my end of the story, whether if you believe me or not. In the theater, we tried to save as many as we could, personally. The Tabaxi was on stage. He was actually acting really well. The Grim kid not so much, but that's a different story. Yeah, essentially, it's just been up and down the road since then. Being accused of murdering, royalty. Not fun. But if you believe me, entirely up to you.
And what about Dwarf? What's your situation?
I just want some freedom. I came from a place where everything I did was decided for me. I was forced down a path I didn't like. I'm just on a quest to, move away, have some freedom, do what I want. And then again, just trying to get some money to do that. Then also get thrown into somehow a plot where we're being accused of killing it. Killing, Jimmy Graham. And now the thing I want is even further away. Yeah.
Didn't know that. Sorry to drag you into this.
And then can I just sort of recluse back as if yeah, because I've not told anyone this yet in the party, and I'm just kind of
It just kind of
yeah,
it
out
all
of
spilled
nowhere.
out. Yeah.
It's and I just keep rambling yeah. And then I had to do this thing that I didn't like, and now I just want freedom. But then this person died, and apparently that's my fault, and now I'm being traced. And then there's this tournament where it could be my chance for freedom, but the only thing that's standing between that is getting into that, and just saying yeah, that sort of rambling. But then eventually just go quiet and just get up and go sit away from the group, but still where I can hear, but not really interact.
There's a bit of a silence after you tell your story, and eventually Vandia sort of pipes up, and she says, "Well, I grew up in Ethen as a bit of a religious druid, supporting Solinor. My whole family brought me up to, pray to him. He was kind of like a sort of legendary elven ranger as well.
Sorry about earlier.
It's cool. But eventually, I grew up. I realized that, I can make something of myself if I put my mind to it. And at some point I came across Magni, and he just gives out a loud yap, and just says he came from around Scourge, down to the south. He sort of lost his kobold pack a long time ago. Run to the litter sort of guy. Anyway, who's next?
The kobold pack. Capulet, your story from up high in the heavens.
Ah, yes, my story. I've been waiting for this, my chance. So I'm just Capulet. What more is there to say? I had a best friend. I tried to achieve my dreams. And it was all just tossed away. But if you'd like to learn more, here's a few pamphlets about my goddess soon. Now, I recommend you all have a little read of these. They're very interesting.
No. He takes a tankard out of his backpack, begins pouring a drink for himself. Takes a sip. Look, this story time is not surface level stuff. I also don't want you to sell me your goddess. So take a drink of this, and then tell me your real story. What hurts inside? What makes you cry at night? Something gotta.
I have a brilliant idea. Capulet, aren't
I, like,
you a
start
singer, actor,
shuffling
songwriter?
closer.
Could you turn it into a song, perhaps, with... As I heard, Magni is good on the lute.
I could, you know, give it a go, I suppose, if I must.
Magni
And
gets,
can I be like,
gets easily
remember to do your vocal warm up. You don't want to hurt your voice.
I mean, my voice is already dying.
Yeah.
It's been a session.
Tabaxi will just turn into Batman by the end of the last session.
Honestly,
He's
god,
Catman.
I'm still dying.
Where are they?
I mean, if you're going to sing, you can.
Where are
just,
the
like,
Crims? Tell me.
You don't necessarily have to sing it. You could just say what you would be singing about. You know.
Where's the box going?
Is it my turn?
God, that was a terrible idea. Why did I do this?
I was gonna say, like, that's gonna hurt you, man.
It's fine. Paperwork tomorrow.
And so I sing very well. I roll for performance.
But what's your
I
would-
story?
I would. Oh man. I would. Okay. Let's try this. Let's. Fuck it.
You don't have to sing
I'll
it.
not speak tomorrow.
You
It's
could
fine.
do it in the form
Go.
of. It's okay, Andy. I don't have you on calls tomorrow.
When I was a. What do you mean? Don't have me on calls tomorrow? I thought none of us were on calls. We're on. Never mind. Anyway. When I was a young tabaxi.
This is a Lion King remix.
When I was a warthog.
Young warthog. No. So, but, I was such a humble young lad, and then I discovered my goddess of soon. She was soon to be the one for me. I loved her so much. And then I had to leave home. Where my home is, well, that's not really too important, I'd say.
I just look over to Bill.
Ebol.
Just point upwards.
It could be
Stickies.
anywhere. I may have been from anywhere, truly. But then I've joined with this group of individuals. And then, well, let's just say, well, things didn't go well. All I want is for beauty in the world. And unfortunately, recently I've seen nothing. I've seen...
There's something so depressing about that statement. All I want is beauty, but all I've seen in the world is nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah,
Do you want to
go
know
on.
what makes me tick?
Oops.
Oh.
I didn't even mean to roll
Uh-oh.
that. That was nothing. Uh-oh. Roll a performance check.
So you wanted to know what made me tick? Well, my friends, this is it. Performance check.
know how I got
Do
this
I not do the performance check before I do the performance?
No, we'll do the performance check now. Okay. Yeah.
That's a
Everyone's
rolled up at 4 on
I
my
stand
side.
up
Everyone's in tears.
Like one tear. I'm just like,
I'm like standing up clapping.
encore.
I want to be more depressed, please.
Bill ends up pouring a shot, passes it over to Capulet, begins pouring shots for everybody.
Oh, I don't particularly drink all that often, if I'm honest.
No, you got it down it after that song. That was beautiful. I ain't heard a harpies that sound like that. Anyway, I don't know how I'm gonna recover. You look over to Magni, the little kobold. He's balling up, tears in his eyes. What about this elf
Just before I
fella over here? Yeah.
take the shot, sorry, I'm just gonna do this and like, because I believe I've got a chant, I'm just gonna go like, may soon save me from this
Capulet.
god fucking sake world
Capulet, do it once for
on me.
Jimmy.
Where am I at? I can't see
And
it
then-
anymore.
and I'll have a drink as well.
You don't have to place the template, it's fine.
Yeah, I can't even see me. Is that me? No,
Yeah.
that'll do. That will do.
So you make Benson and Vandia's drinks a lot flatter.
Whoops, I meant to just do me. I literally just tried to...
That's fine. But he's basically brought up like pretty strong liquor, close to a rum, that he's giving shots to everybody. But yeah, he looks over to Nyxen and says, "What about you?
Well,
What's your tragic story?"
not much to say about me. I just grew up normally. I was always a bit on the sidelines. Last thing I know, I overhear some people in a bar in Cloudreach, talking about something other. They got a bit drunk. They lost an item. I gained an item. Some people were after me, and I met these guys in the woods, and well, I'm not sure if it's for better or for worse yet. There's nothing interesting about me.
So
You meet a lot of people in the woods and decide to join with them?
I didn't really have a choice after you destroyed the cabin that I was staying in.
And they come up like,
I do
"We're
apologise,
sorry
that
about
real
your
estate.
cabin."
That was in your cabin that you stole from someone, presumably.
I
knew
genuinely
that
mean
because-
it. That resale value, my goodness, would have been fantastic. It was a
No,
prime
I
location.
caved in. I took ownership of the cabin.
So
Just
yeah,
like Capulet owes me now.
yeah. I guess you're joining the tournament to repent for your cabin.
Am I joining the tournament?
I mean, if you're a criminal and want to clear your name,
Yeah, we'll go for
I
that
mean,
one.
the rest
I
of
mean,
us only just killed royalty. I mean, you know, we kind of have to
Allegedly.
at this point.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All I
yeah,
did
I
was steal
have that.
something, but to be fair, your story is much more interesting than mine at this point, so I kind of want to see where this plays out. I feel like I could
I
give
mean,
a hand.
I look behind me. Oh, you know when you killed Space's like family member? That was pretty interesting.
You
I
don't
cannot
say.
confirm nor deny that happened. There was a body. I was near it.
You got us into that mess, and we got you out of that mess.
I didn't get you into any mess. If you remember,
Can we just can I just look at Gahru and just be like, "We know the mess."
there was something that was supposedly stolen by the crazy bitch, and then her pet frog attacked you guys. But then, if you remember, you went into the tent, and it was exactly where it was meant to be.
And somehow the
So,
person you called a crazy bitch was dead.
Because she attacked me, because she was a crazy bitch.
Well, let's not talk about the fact that she had one of those weavers, or whatever they were called, in the back of her neck, so that didn't help. Probably.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yet another thing that we fought.
So it sounds like you've all had a few kerfuffles together, as parties do.
I mean, Benson told us that you were gonna set up an ambush specifically for Capulet. Turns out you didn't even know he was gonna be in the area. I guess.
Yeah, what's
Is
your
that what
story,
Benson
Bill?
made it sound like?
What's your story, Bill?
Well, you caught me there. I thought it was still the plan. No one's came up to me and told me otherwise. My story? Well, I grew up in Scourge, family of Goliaths, half Goliaths. We wanted to seize the world. Me and my brother. We traveled the world together, obviously not always seeing eye to eye. Eventually came into Kalick, went town to town. Eventually needed to end up in, a place to set up shop. To start making some money. That's what, life's all about. And where I'm from, near the Scourging Desert, they got a bunch of that crystal out there that they make into this box stuff. So me and my brother had a bunch of it. We eventually arrived at Shade, set up a little business there. Bit of a, let's just say, a sales business of sorts. He was in charge of sort of enforcing the sales, as it were, and the trades. We had a good thing going, and I separated from him because I was gonna spread my business. I was gonna spread my business elsewhere into Shroudhold. Until I read in the news something about him blowing up. And I looked a bit more into it. I finally found out who this Capulet Romeo was. I did a bit of questioning, and I must say, I've got a lot of people around these parts. A lot of people with a lot of eyes who can send me messages from far away, and if I need to find anyone, they're able to tell me where they are and what they look like. But anyway, the people who were responsible for my brother's death, they seem to be matching up with what happened to that Jimmy fella. So I looked into it more. I found out about the tournament. I found about this group of people heading to Shroudhold. And I decided, let's stop them on the way, so I can avenge my boy Luther, However, we've had some nice pleasantries, shared some great stories. I'm quite tipsy, and I'm quite looking forward to the tournament. So how about we hit the hay, have a rest, talk next morning, see where that takes us.
Sounds good to me.
Kind of like under my breath just go, allegedly.
Eventually everybody begins to settle. Bill is essentially not going to be, he's going to be taking the first watch. But your sleeping arrangements is up to you.
How are we all feeling about this crew? Because what I was about to say, what could possibly be a suggestion is we do it like one of our party, one of their party.
Yeah,
one of
that's what I
one of their
was.
party.
I mean, I was thinking of doubling up just in case. Actually,
I'll take
from-
first watch along with Bill.
I was gonna say, can I roll insight to get a feeling for Bill? To see if he's gonna like try and go along with the plan, or if he's still planning on just like
Being a dick.
murdering everyone in their sleep.
I mean, he
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
have
go
his
for it.
axe, so.
Right. Inside. Please. Oh,
Can I?
Um,
I mean, see if he's telling the truth.
uh-oh.
I will let you roll as well.
15?
So Gahru, you're finding it quite difficult to get like
Yeah.
a feel of him.
I know that he wants revenge at the very least. He's mentioned that a few times. He definitely wants to get rid of someone first. He just doesn't know who yet.
Yeah,
So
like
I
what
got
I'm
that
trying to
part.
figure out is it like, do we try and pitch he can get his revenge once we're in the tournament and at the end? Or is he gonna be trying to do this now?
With your mercenary background, Rae, you've met a lot of fighters, warriors. Some are respectable. Some will slit your throat in your sleep. You get this sort of profound sense from Bill that he's not that type of person. And in fact, you caught when Gahru was talking about like when you have killed Erwin Graham, and then you decide when to fight. You're gonna do it respectably. You got a sense of like you got a bit of a sort of a glint in his eye that that's kind of what he's all about. You definitely get the sense that he does not like you guys, but he's not the type of person to, be a scumbag killer.
Okay.
But we're so likable.
Yeah, we're not the villains. Okay, so I'll just be like, okay, I'll help take the first watch. I'll just start to get a little bit comfy where I'm sitting.
Okay. And Bill's gonna take first watch with you as well.
If Bill's team skips out on a watch, then I'll jump in.
What order do you want the watch to go in? Because I know that you want to sort of double up one on each team. Bill and Rae is going to take first watch.
Yeah.
You just need.
I guess I'll have second then.
Okay. Gahru, you're going to take a watch with Thandia. Thandia, yeah. Or Magni or Benson, to be fair, it's up to you, really.
I feel like maybe Nyxen and Benson after that.
I was gonna say, if I have something in, just going up to Magni essentially before he goes to bed, I'll just straight up ask, do you speak Draconic in Draconic?
He responds, "You're one of me." In Draconic.
Just parentheses.
Yeah, just wasn't sure. I had to be sure. Yeah, I'll take watch with him then.
With Magni, yeah.
Magni, yeah.
And who's watch after Gahru?
I was gonna say, is it worth us? If I use trance, does it count as sleep, or am I semi-aware to be able
Well,
to also
trance. Yeah, trance. Basically, you don't need to sleep, but you meditate semi-consciously for 4 hours a day. So to get the benefits of a long rest, you will need to meditate. So you will. It's technically sleep, but because you're an elf, you don't.
Essentially, what you can do is you can sleep for the first 2 hours, while me and the others have the first and second watch. third watch, you would be awake and just like preparing your own things for the other 4 hours.
Yeah, like could
I'll
do
just go
Nyxen
whenever.
and Benson after that,
Mhm.
and then Capulet and the other person that I forgot the name of.
Class.
Yeah.
Well, for a long rest, I mean, you only really need 4 watches. With it being, I always get this wrong.
Yeah,
With it
Space
being-
can have his rest.
Yeah, he's knitting.
He's knitting.
I
Yeah,
don't want
so
to find
you-
out what he comes up with.
He's
Oh.
all
Then-
covered out.
This
He's
better
been
be
knitting
the
this whole time,
best
and he's like,
design. Oh, I hope he actually draws a design to see what he spent this full rest.
You should, yeah. What was I gonna say? So with it being at least 6 hours, you only really need 3 watches. But Capulet, if you wanted to speak to another character on your watch, you can. We'll do it like an 8-hour long rest.
I'm good just to rest.
Okay. Cool. So
Need my beauty sleep.
we will start wrapping up, but I'll go through a couple of things first. So everybody begins to. Would anyone prefer to rest in the van?
The fact that you're asking that makes me want to.
Because
But-
essentially, knowing space would not allow any of their team to go in the van. So it's either sleep with the other team at the campsite, or sleep in the van where space is.
I'm going to sleep in the camper van because it's now clean. It's cleaner than outside would be.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna spend time with Magni just to get a feel for him in general,
Yeah,
to
I'm
see what
gonna
he thinks of the rest of his group.
Stay with, yeah, I was
Two.
planning on staying with the group as well.
Hey, space, how's it going?
Since Magni only seems to be able to, speak Draconic and, try to get a feel for him, see what he thinks of what's been going on around him.
So as the night goes on, you begin to take turns on watch. During your watch with Bill, Rae, I just realised that picture that Kristof sent. He says, "So I'm guessing you're staying up watch with me. I appreciate how smart that decision is, considering our arrangement. Let's say."
Can I be like, it's not that I don't trust you. We want to do the honorable thing at the end, but you have to understand that, it's safer.
We don't trust you.
You're asleep.
Don't get me wrong. I would be very taken aback if you did trust me. We really should not be in the position of trusting each other. But seeing as we're staying up for the next couple of hours, do you mind? Now, I accused you all of some interesting things earlier. Let's say they were true. What would you say my brother Luther was like?
No.
Good man.
I'd say he made some questionable choices, but he tried to help us out. Other people in Shed, mixed opinions.
Luther was messing around with some tricky things, including bombs and explosions and stuff like that. He did tell me about his idea to blow up the theater. I told him he shouldn't. But he always wanted to take over Cloud Reach, take it for himself.
Can I sort of, like, for what it's worth, we did try to stop him. Like, we tried to defuse the bombs. But be like, you know, but like, say it in a way, it's like, he was like, let's say it did happen, and I'll say, well, let's say that did happen. We did try to do this, like, telling him the truth, but we both, like, covering it up, but we both know it is the truth.
To be fair, technically, just as a reminder, technically in character, nobody knows who killed Luther.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we've got no clue. We just,
Technically, yeah, true.
I'm pretty sure, because Space didn't he roll like a 20 or something.
He rolled like a 23
Yeah.
sleight of hand or
So it was
something
like
like that,
even
and we
with-
tried to look for it, nobody's seen him.
Yeah.
So essentially, from like from Bill's perspective, it's the news is all about Jimmy Grimm's death at the theater. But in the sort of small print there, Luther Bronze was also taken as that explosion, because a few people did die as well. His sort of idea is that these two are connected. Luther was going to blow up the theater. Suddenly, there's Capulet and a group of other people at the theater. Everybody's saying that they killed Jimmy. Okay, putting those together that way. Roll a persuasion check or deception, depending on what you're trying to do here.
Gonna go for persuasion, because I'm not trying to deceive him. I'm like, I am telling him the truth, but just sort of in roundabout words.
Brilliant. Brilliant, well done.
I needed
Uh-oh.
that.
So he does not need to roll insight. He kind of stays silent throughout as you're sort of explaining the situation with Luther. And he's a very stoic person. But you do sort of catch a glimpse of emotion in him as you're talking. You see his eyes sort of like dart about, almost as if he's questioning his own thoughts. And as the next couple of hours go by, he's kind of trade
Can I
very
like,
minimal conversation.
when we're doing it, because I know I've got like my chessboard, can we just be like playing chess while having this conversation?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You can do that.
I was like, I've not used my chessboard.
And lastly, roll a perception check with advantage. Okay. You do not see any sort of sign of life outside your camp. Your couple hours goes by, switches over to Gahru and Magni. He's been saying this a lot, but in Draconic he says, "You're like me.
Yes, I am.
You're like me, and I'm like you."
You have a helper as well?
What?
You know, have you made a deal with anyone other than your friends here?
I traded some meat with a merchant, if that's all you're on about. I made a deal there.
Oh, no, I mean like this, and I believe Druidcraft can probably do this. I'll double check. But yeah, I'll make a few flowers blossom against the cave wall or something like that.
Wow! I can't do that. scampers over to the flowers that you've created. He starts like sniffing them, and then he just chomps the flowers right up. Oh, that was great. Thanks, man.
Anytime. Just like looking at him, like, is it just like a normal box standard kobold? He's not like, he's not an infant kobold or anything like that.
No, I'll probably say he's your age. But he, you see, with your background, like growing up in that city sort of environment.
Yeah, he grew up more tribalistically.
Exactly. You even in his eyes, he's like very glazed over. There's no street smarts or even book smarts whatsoever.
Fair enough. And how do you feel about your family, like Bill and the rest?
Oh, they're really good. I mean, usually they kill things and then, give me the meat. Usually the leftovers. I was kind of hoping to have a bit of that basilisk.
I mean, I think the innards are still there.
Oh, no one's gonna eat that.
I think so, no?
Are you kidding us? I thought that was like your territory. Damn.
No.
Okay, he runs over and begins chewing on liver, kidneys, all sorts.
So, when we were talking with the others, did you understand any of that? Like, do you speak common?
I only know like a few words.
I see. Fair enough. And I guess the last one, before we go, did they tell you the plan, or are you just happy to go with whatever they go with?
Our plan, usually, is find things, then, and only then kill things.
Ah, right.
Not the other way around.
Yeah.
I always mess that up.
I see. Well, currently the plan is we're going to a very big place with a lot of things to find that we are going to be killing together.
Awesome.
But there will be a time where we will have to unfortunately face each other. But that means you can have my things if you defeat me at the end.
That would be class. Can we spitball in here? Best friends? This works out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, as I say, if I end up dead and your party does it, take my stuff, you can have it. I'll tell the other ones as well, just to let them know ahead of time. But this
So
time,
if you die, I get everything.
this time, everything from me will be yours, and I'll make sure the others know as well. You get first picks.
Can I make flowers?
I'm not sure how that's gonna work if I die. You might see someone.
I'll figure it out.
You might see someone. You might meet my big friend who helps me from above.
Ah, I've got a big friend. He points over to Bill.
Yeah. One of the gods. I meant. They are helping me at the moment. Like a big ranger god she's helping me a lot. As I say, if I die, she might need to pass those powers on to someone else.
And then I can like talk like you. And
Potentially.
I can have like a lot of friends like you.
You can definitely make flowers like me if you do get
That's
that far.
the best part as well. Yeah. And then he begins chowing down on all of these organs for like the next hour.
I'll just let him get on with it.
Yeah. Roll perception check with advantage.
Perception check with advantage. Oh, I rolled it with disadvantage. like an absolute, and it would have been a 13 plus 1, so 14.
Okay. You don't hear anything out of the ordinary. But as everybody's like as everybody's sleeping, you realize like CV always has this sort of like slow, very very low rumble, and eventually that begins to quieten down. You do get the sense that you are not going to be able to drive CV any further without getting a body inside of it for fuel.
Dun.
I'll have to wait until everybody is up.
Okay. And last but not least, Nyxen, were you going to take a watch with Benson, or was it Vandia?
I was just going to take a watch with Benson.
Oh, I could have tried your chance again.
Just don't accidentally push Benson towards CV. Don't
No,
accidentally.
we
do
like
that.
Benson.
Yeah, Benson's good.
I certainly won't consider it.
So you switch watches, and Benson sits down with you, keeping watch. He, as soon as the rest begin to go back to sleep, like literally the first thing he says is, "Am I like severely unlikable?"
No. Everyone else seems to like you.
I mean, that's not true, is it? I mean, my team treats me terribly.
Well, I mean,
They forced me to, like, you know, try and catch you guys. I don't know. I'm starting to question a lot of things about just life in general. Not that I think you have the answers, but
I can't speak for your team, but I know that the rest of these guys that I'm hanging around with seem to adore you. I think you're the best thing since sliced bread. Whatever that is.
That's like jealousy almost.
Certainly not
um,
jealous.
I guess it could be because he's also new to the group.
Is Nyxen gonna met Benson?
Am I jealous of Benson? No.
He should be.
We're all like, oh my god, we love Benson so much, and Nyxen's just like this similar situation where he's just joined us.
I mean,
We've
it's not
blown
the
up
same
his
situation
cabin.
whatsoever. He was hanging off a cliff.
I'm
Holding-
becoming the new
holding on
punching
to the
bag
light.
away from Capulet.
Mm.
Oh god, that would be my worst nightmare. No, Benson, but you have done certain things that weren't keeping eyes on you so far.
I don't blame you. But I mean, I will say that when I found Bill, Vandia, and Magni all frozen, I had a perfect chance to bring them back. And we could have fulfilled our job while you were fighting that creature. But I don't know. I don't know if I made the right decision, but I just kind of felt like you guys helping you should be a priority.
So is that saying that you're on our side?
Love you, Benson.
Just
talking
Just
at the
endlessly
sleep.
Love Benson.
I guess.
Let's just put it this way. When we get to the end of the tournament, it is going to have to be a choice. You're either with us, or you're against us. And as you said, this team's treating you better than what the original one was. We at least see you for the benefits that you've brought so far. I mean, you've saved like 2 of our teams. Possibly more, like with the amount of damage that you've done to that Basilisk.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Advantage.
He listens into what you're saying. And he says, I think I know what you're sort of implying here. Don't worry, I'll do my part of the tournament. Wink. Was that wink like did you get it? Like I winked. Was that too subtle?
I imagine
also
like
say
Benson
wink?
just blinks instead of winks.
That's always the... Wait, so... I don't know what the wink means. Does that... I'm assuming that you're saying that you're with us because you're not going to openly admit that you're going to go against us, but like... Should we just do the handshake? That one's a little bit easier to read.
We could do a handshake. We could also make a secret handshake.
Sure, whatever that is.
He controls the whole handshake. He just like flings his arms around you, do a fist
I
bump,
just like
that sort of thing.
conjure the hand and make the hand do it.
The mage hand. Yeah, cool. In fact, that is your secret handshake. He uses mage hand as well. You basically just conjure mage hands to shake hands.
That's sick.
Okay. As you end your rest, you can all do your long rests on your character sheets. And I think that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh, shoot.
Shoot.
Yep. I definitely didn't just long rest and reset maximum HP at the same time, which has now put my HP back to what it was before. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I can see what mine was because it hasn't overwritten on Foundry yet. There we go.
So straight to level 6.
Bollocks, I've done it wrong. Oh god, I have now given myself only 8 HP. There we go. I'm back. I've sorted it.
Okay, so fully planned on getting you out of the tunnel. Massive.
I think it's better that we didn't though. 'cause-
Yeah, so when
Definitely space will be all caught up and we'll
You're
be
right.
like,
You're right. But the fact that a majority of the session was taken up by trying to make this Basilisk costume, which is only something you can see in the world of D&D. But yeah, class session. Good game, guys.
I totally wasn't making myself cry of laughter.
definitely cried.
Yeah, good one.
Yep, thank you very much.
We better get good rolls
thank-
when we debut the Basilisk.
That's a good note as well. That nat 20, like you saved your whole plan with that persuasion on Bill.
Nice.
Because that would have went south.
Trojan
but-
Basilisk.
The Trojan Basilisk. So yeah, just let us know when the next session's going to be. We'll try and get Conzo in the next one.